Hello there, and happy Mother's Day to all of you that are mothers, and hello, colleagues, those of you who are not. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Tomas Intro, and I teach kindergarten through fifth grade, an SDC class in Half Moon Bay, and children that are on the severe end of the autistic spectrum. I've worked in special ed since 1980. I started working as a preschool teacher, working with children that were labeled autistic and also with childhood schizophrenia. And then gradually over the years, I got my teaching credential. I studied at Vanderbilt University, at George Peabody College, special ed there, and then I got my California credential at San Francisco State, where I did my master's. And so I started working in public schools, I guess would be in 1987, around there, and worked in San Francisco mostly with mild to moderate handicaps. And so my experience with assessment has been really a little bit more focused on, I guess, what you'd call high functioning autistic children with autism. So it would be, using work samples to analyze their reading, their writing and language, and their math understanding. But I always enjoyed trying to figure out what students' strengths were and what they're interested in, and I remain passionate about that. I think that's really the way to go with children on the autistic spectrum, because of the importance of them, being engaged, and what will they engage in is really of interest to me, and then building curriculum around that is much more satisfying for them, and I find that they get a lot more out of it. So trying to figure out what they're interested in. But the challenges have been this past year taking on a class with children that were more severe, and especially that impacted their language. So it was hard to know what their cognitive abilities were, what they were able to comprehend, and also what they liked to do and what they were interested in, and what were they thinking about. And so the challenge and the fun of it has been trying to really, in collaboration with their families, with my colleagues that work with speech and language and also OT, to really figure out each one as kind of a puzzle, and sort of put ourselves together. So like when we're using the ACC device, or if we're using PECS, to make sure that we are matching that language that we're trying to develop to those interests that perhaps we learned from their family, right? So what are the things that they really engage in at home, stuff like that. And I'm really hoping to get more tools from this class to improve that the assessment, especially with children who do not have a lot of language. Really trying to understand cognition, because I was reading and studying the last class a lot about this, because I was thinking that it was clear to me that I was seeing, as I followed one second grader around who was very nonverbal, that he had a lot going on cognitively. I could just see evidence of his cognition. And so, trying to understand that perhaps his experience of learning was a little bit more sensory, other senses besides language, besides auditory learning. Anyway, what I like to do on a rainy day, I like to walk with that particular student on rainy days because he just really loves the rain, and I like to watch him experience the rain, feel the rain on his face, try to catch the raindrops on his tongue. He always wears rain boots, and we go splash in the puddles. And then when I get home, I like to play my violin in the rain. Thanks. Look forward to collaborating with y'all.